Welcome to this explainer. I was recently digging into how dental surgical guides are actually made. And honestly, there's this whole hidden world between the digital design phase and the final physical delivery. It's like this black box of meticulous precision. And once you understand it, it completely transforms how you look at the final product in your hands. So let's jump right in and unpack this together. Let's kick things off with a question that, well, seems pretty simple on the surface, but is actually incredibly complex. What exactly happens after a surgical guide is designed? I mean, you hit approve on a digital setup, right? And then a few days later, a physical, highly precise medical device just shows up at the clinic. But that actual production process right in the middle, it's basically invisible to most of us. So today, we're going behind the scenes into the factory to uncover this unseen workflow. By the end of this explainer, you're going to know exactly what drives a guide's quality, what goes wrong if corners get cut, and what that turnaround time actually means. Here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with the invisible production gap, then move to prep and 3D printing, washing and post-curing, sleeves and quality control, final fit and sterilization, and finally wrap up with why quality takes time. Starting with part 1, the invisible production gap. So translating pure, absolute digital perfection into physical reality, that involves physics, chemistry, and, human error. This timeline lays out our entire 6-stage journey. Notice how we start out measuring in hours. You've got hour 1 for file prep, hour 2 for calibration, and then hours 4 through 8 dedicated purely to the 3D printing itself. But then, look at how the scale dramatically shifts to days. Day 2 is post-curing, day 3 is inspection, and days 4 and 5 are reserved for sterilization. The physical creation of the guide is literally just the beginning. The meticulous pacing you see here, it's built entirely around quality control.
Moving on to part 2, prep and 3D printing.
The real foundation of this manufacturing process kicks off with 3 core stages. Number 1, design file preparation. Number 2, printer setup verification. And number 3, the actual SLA 3D printing. Working together, these form that critical bridge from the screen to reality. And the reality is, if any of these are even slightly off, well, everything that follows is totally compromised. You'd be amazed by the sheer volume of rigorous digital checks they run before a single drop of resin is even touched. The approved guide design gets converted into a standard 3D printable STL file, and then it's run through an absolute gauntlet of strict criteria. They check mesh integrity, making sure there are no weird digital holes in the file. They verify wall thickness, so you have the structural strength you need during surgery. They check the feature geometry, and crucially, the print scaling. These pre-print validation checks are really your absolute first line of defense against a manufacturing failure. Okay, so once that digital file is completely locked in and perfect, the printer setup and calibration begin. This is a massive step, because calibration prevents systematic dimensional errors. They don't just, trust that the machine is good to go from yesterday, they calibrate before each and every single production run. On top of that, they're physically testing the resin's viscosity, the photo initiator concentration, and the cure kinetics. If the chemistry of the resin or the printer calibration is off by even a fraction, you're going to get systematic dimensional errors baked right into the entire guide. Averting those kinds of catastrophic mistakes happens right here in stage 2. So what exactly is SLA 3D printing? Well, it's a super precise manufacturing process that uses a UV laser to cure liquid photopolymer resin, building objects layer by microscopic layer. Basically, the machine fires this UV laser into a vat of liquid resin, hardening it exactly where the design dictates, over and over until the full guide emerges. But getting that level of precision, it takes time. A typical dental surgical guide takes anywhere from 4 to 8 hours purely just to print. I mean, you could basically binge watch half a season of a TV show in the time it takes this laser to cure a single guide. It's kind of like watching paint dry, but, with lasers. Keep that number in your head, up to 8 hours just for the printing phase, because it really puts the rest of this workflow into perspective. All right, part 3, washing and post-curing. See, when the guide finally comes out of that printer, it's not ready. It's actually covered in this messy, uncured liquid resin. So first, a really precise solvent wash comes in to strip away all that sticky material, and they actually use UV inspection just to verify that it's 100% clean. Then, a totally separate post-curing process takes over. Think of it this way. The printer gets the guide into a solid physical state, but the post-curing process essentially bakes it to finalize its actual chemical structure. And listen, this post-curing stage is absolutely non-negotiable for 3 huge reasons. First, it gives the guide its full mechanical strength. You definitely do not want that guide snapping under the pressure of a surgical drill. Second, it proves biocompatibility, which makes it totally safe to use in a patient's mouth during surgery. And third, it locks in absolute dimensional stability. It guarantees the guide isn't going to warp or pull out of shape after it's been made. Skipping or rushing this step, it literally sacrifices patient safety and the entire functionality of the guide.
Moving right along to part 4, sleeves and quality control.
This is where things get incredibly hands-on, with exhaustive dimensional inspections. Metal drill sleeves are press-fit right into the printed guide, but the team has to verify the coaxial alignment of those sleeves, because you need to know for a fact that the drill is going to travel perfectly straight. They do a super comprehensive dimensional inspection to confirm every single sleeve diameter is exact, that the overall guide body dimensions match the original digital design, and that all the angulations hit the strict specifications of your surgical plan. Every single tolerance is checked, and then double-checked.
Almost at the finish line. Part 5. Final fit and sterilization.
Before anything goes anywhere near a shipping package, it has to pass the model fit test to ensure a truly passive fit. The manufacturer literally seats the physical surgical guide right onto a physical 3D replica of the patient's anatomy. What they're doing here is validating that the guide seats perfectly. No rocking, no binding, no forced pressure. A flawless, passive fit. Because honestly, if it doesn't fit perfectly on the physical model right here in the lab, there is zero chance it's going to fit perfectly in the patient's mouth.
And that brings us to the absolute final hurdle. Only after a guide passes every single preceding check, from that digital mesh integrity way back in stage 1, to the sleeve alignments in stage 5, to that physical model fit test we just talked about, only then is it autoclave sterilized and packaged up for delivery. This sterilization ensures the guide arrives at your clinic perfectly safe and ready for a sterile surgical environment.
Finally, part 6, why quality takes time. Remember how we said the physical 3D printing phase only takes about 4 to 8 hours? Contrast that with the massive 3 to 5 business days total turnaround time required for this complete workflow. It's a pretty wild difference, right? Jumping from just a few hours of actual manufacturing to basically a full week of processing. So what exactly fills up those extra days? Well, that turnaround time represents rigorous, invisible quality control. Those extra days are dedicated entirely to carefully washing away solvents, meticulously post-curing for biocompatibility, hand-inspecting angulations, verifying physical fits on patient models, and doing the proper sterilization. Literally every hour of that time is fundamentally spent doing one thing: preventing surgical failures. Honestly, understanding this entire 6-stage process really cements just how necessary this workflow is. Every single hour spent in that invisible production gap is an hour directly invested in a safer, far more precise outcome for the patient. For me, it completely reframes how we should look at wait times. If you're a clinic staff member or a dentist looking to submit a case and experience this level of rigorous quality control for yourself, you can go ahead and start the process at guided4excellence.com/contact. But before we wrap up, I really want to leave you with this final thought to chew on. When a patient's safety is literally on the line in the surgical chair, is a faster turnaround time really worth skipping these invisible steps? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, stay curious, and I'll catch you in the next one.